Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in sunny Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Jim Johnston in sunny Northeast Ohio.
yeah. That's the new HQ for you, huh? That's your new home.
New house. I'm in the basement right now because I've got contractors upstairs doing all the new stuff. So I've been relegated to the basement,
Hey,
but I've got my
okay.
Irish artwork going on behind me finally. And
That's the Ohio man cave.
right. It's well, there's
So
art on the wall. I'm looking at nothing else.
yeah,
So,
well, that's
we'll get
okay.
there. We'll
That's
get there.
okay.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Today we have got we have a slew of RTDs, ready to drinks, and this one is one that's been on the market for like a year and a half. It has made a humongous splash. It's called Onda, which is Spanish for like wave and vibe, and sometimes when in Spanish, a lot of people will ask you, "¿Qué onda? What's up? What's going on? What's happening?
What's the vibe?
What's the vibe?" So that's what Onda is. I like the color scheme. I like that bright orange and that kind of like, what is that, green or fluorescent? It's like
it is. You know what? It's a very simple package. Very modern agave representation up here, but straightforward. And I like it. It's bright color.
Yeah, it's attractive.
Good size can. I'm kind of excited about this one because it is a 0 carb, 0 sugar.
Oh, really?
And for all my insulin dependent tequila aficionados out there, like myself,
yep,
this is absolutely something that you can pour over ice or pop out of a cooler and not have to worry about, because I looked at the nutrition content and 0 carbs.
Well,
no sugar.
The RTD category just exploded during the pandemic. I mean, it started like tail end of 2019 when there was some brands trying to take a bite out of White Claw, right? And then the pandemic hit, and not only was super premium tequilas and all spirits were leading the pack, but then all of a sudden you started getting these for the younger generation that maybe didn't have the disposable income, didn't want to drink that heavy, but wanted something with a little alcohol in it, and
also a little bit of a cocktail culture that couldn't make it out to the bar for a year and a half,
exactly,
that wanted a little bit of a pre-mixed, pre-made kind of drink. So
so here we are, and now it's a big burgeoning category. So as usual, we're going to taste it at room temp. We're going to pause. We're going to come back and get it some that has been on ice in our fridge. So let's pop this baby open. Be careful.
And just for reference, this is the lime.
Yes, this is the lime, which
there are several flavors out, but
we got 4 of them, and they just launched 2 more.
And I would say this is probably the traditional one, the closest to the classic that they're going to have. So
yeah, so we're going to go. They're not calling it margarita; they're calling it lime. Okay, and I'm okay with that. Whatever it takes to distinguish themselves from everybody else, because that category is getting as flooded as all the other ones.
Ooh, that smells nice.
Wow,
that smells like a natural lime zest, and that
smells like it's still in the tree. And I've got a lime tree.
That is the closest to like a lime zest, lime oil that I've ever.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's lime oil, because I have a lemon / orange tree in the yard here, so I know what that is. I know what it smells like. That's why I say it smells like it's still in the tree.
It is pleasant.
That's an oil. That's an oil for sure. We know.
And I got to wonder, without the sugar, the citrus has got to play a role in this. So.
Yeah, it's got to. Well, let's pour this stuff. Let's.
Yeah.
I mean, nosing, it's nice. Right now, what we've discovered. Oh, and it's got. Look at all that bubble. Holy cow.
Oh yeah.
Got a lot of carbonation. I'm using a rocks glass for those of you listening to us on Spotify or iTunes. And Jim, what are you using? Is that like a?
It's kind of a wine rocks glass, little bit of a tapered top just for the nose, but. So everything else is kind of like a
stemless wine glass. Is that what that is?
Right.
Okay.
Little cloudy, but not cloudy in a bad way. Looks almost like a grapefruit soda, but a little lighter.
Yeah. I got to say that some of these ones we've had lately, and you folks have probably been seeing a lot of the RTDs coming through on our YouTube channel and on the Facebook page and all that. But a lot of these have a really pleasant nose. I've discovered that nosing that has really advanced now. Wow,
This is like cutting a fresh lime.
Yeah, it's but oily. Like a you can take, if you have, folks, if you're watching us in any state that's got a lemon or lime trees or citrus, pull some of the leaves off and just rub them in your fingers, and that's like orange oil, grapefruit oil, lemon oil, and that's what this smells like. It smells like a lime oil. Wow. And it's all, now I'm not getting tequila per se, not yet anyway.
No. It's very much the fruit and it's got a little sweetness, but the sweetness is all the citrus. It's not artificial in any way. This is a natural smell.
Yeah. This
smells like I just cut up a lime and squeezed it over a margarita or it's got a nice little.
Yeah, it just smells like we just picked it off the tree, man. This really good. All right, well, let's taste and see what we got, because all I'm getting is lime, so we'll see here. Well, it's tart.
It's tart, but it's not overwhelming.
No.
There's not a lot of there's not really a lot of sweetness, but there does not need to be. The seltzer gives it a little bit of kick and a little bit of vibrance, and the lime is good. And
well, I think the tequila probably is playing a part in the gentleness of it. Kind of counterbalancing the lime that we're getting.
Right, and this is a 5%, so it's not huge, but the sweetness on this is all fructose sweetness. It's not chemical sweetness. It's not sugar. It's what you get if you had a really juicy lime that didn't have a ton of tartness. You got the tart citrus, but there's some sugar in the lime that gives it a little bit of sweetness. And then I think the tequila kind of just gives it that little. It blends it into the carbonation a little bit. Yeah,
it's not. Sometimes you get some of these RTDs where you more and more passes at room temp or even chilled will coat your palate, and it gets a little bit more cloying sometimes. There's none of this. And the other thing I've noticed is with some of the ones that you and I have had, they'll have a pinch of salt or something in it. I know that I had one with Eric the other day, and when you have it at room temp, the salt was more overpowering than the actual citrus. So it's refreshing to me that there's no salt in this thing. There's no salinity at all. But it's not like a salted margarita, which is okay. I'm okay with that. What a great
there's nothing unnatural about the flavors in this. This is really like if you took a good seltzer or a really high-end club soda and squeezed a nice fresh lime into it. That's what this tastes like.
Yeah.
And just that little bit of a agave hint in it from the tequila that gives it that little edge of, it's not just a bubbly water. It's got a little body to it, but
it's like a tonic. Doesn't it come across like a tonic?
Yeah, not so much with the quinine. The citrus is more than the quinine and the tonic, but it's wow.
It's not bad at room temp. It's good at room temperature.
It's good at room temperature.
The reason that we do that, folks, is because not everybody's going to finish their chilled, at a barbecue or whatever. It's going to sit there, and eventually it's going to warm up, especially on hot days, right? So what's it going to taste like when it's not so chilled? Are you still going to like it? Is it still going to smell good? And honestly, it's going to be okay at room temp.
Yeah. Well, and truthfully, we've had a lot that the difference between the chilled and the room temp is pretty massive. Like sometimes you get that the carbonation and the coldness takes a little bit of the edge off of some of the flavors. So taste it like this to get a little bit more of what the actual effervescent nose and flavor is, but this is so pleasant. It's just generally very nice. It's not overwhelming. The citrus is very, there's a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness, very slight agave, but the nose is great.
The nose is awesome.
This nose is phenomenal. This is just a fresh cut lime.
We're going to pause this. We're going to go grab our chilled versions, and then we're going to have it chilled. We'll be right back. So bear with us. We'll be right. So folks, we're back. We got chilled Onda, chill Onda lime. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of what I got in my glass right now, and we're gonna taste it just the way you would out of your ice chest or out of your fridge. Okay, so be careful. I would say point it away from your keyboard, because I've done this more than once. I had one the other day that actually splashed me in the face. I was this far out, and it still wound up on my keyboard. So here we go. It's chilled. We're gonna pour it. I love the effervescence. They're using some really decent soda.
Yeah.
Look at how
it holds up.
Look at how it's lingering, like a really good tequila. It's lingering. Sometimes, you know, the depending on the recipe, you'll get them that are lightly carbonated versus heavily carbonated. And wow, that nose even jumps right at you. It doesn't lose the nose.
Now, every time we've done this, the chill takes the nose down.
Right.
But that's because the bubbles, when they're cold, I don't think are hitting the way that the warm ones are, but it still just smells exactly the same.
Yeah.
This is a fresh cut lime in a glass.
This is really, I'm impressed with this recipe, this baseline that they got.
The fact that this does not have any sugar, but is not lacking in a sweetness that makes it seem like you're just drinking seltzer water. They've really used the citrus well here.
I know, folks, you're listening to us geek out over RTDs, but believe it or not, it's important, because not everybody.
So often they're not done that well, though, that this is really nice that this is straightforward. It's good flavor, straightforward. If you want a sugary drink, this is not going to be what you want.
Well, again, and that's why they called it lime, not necessarily lime margarita, spritz, right, whatever. So this is a lime. And I'm all right with that. I'm glad that they went just with a base fruit and went from there, you know?
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. You sit on a beach when it's warm and you have one of these, and then you have 12 of these, because it's like, oh, this isn't, there's nothing in this. It's LaCroix, or it's seltzer water. It's just, the tequila is understated in this, but it's a bridge from the lime and the carbonation so that nothing is too much.
Yeah, the balance.
I think the tequila, the agave part of this is the equalizer. Nothing is too much in this.
The equalizer. Wow, let's just call it
the equalizer.
Why don't you call that the lime equalizer?
The lime equalizer.
I want a penny for every time you use that. The lime equalizer. Oh my God.
You're going to have to get a job then. You get a penny every time.
That nose is just, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this. This is completely different from any of the ones that you and I have had. This is, to me, this is like what the ranch water was supposed to be like. Because all the ranch waters we've had, there's only been really one that I caught was really decent.
Yeah.
Which was wow, the name escapes me right now. We gave them a brand of promise winner, because their category was different. Let's give you some ins and outs, though. Let's read this label. They didn't send us any information, but they're
all over social media, and they've got a huge web presence and a social presence.
Did you say your wife knows all about the one of the owners?
One of the people involved in this is an actress from a TV show called Pretty Little Liars. I think Shay Mitchell is her name. And I don't know how she's involved in this, but my wife heard of when this arrived and I unpackaged it and put it out on the bar. She's like, oh my God, that's Shay Mitchell's stuff. And I was like, okay, great. And she explained to me though, that it's kind of it's a woman-owned brand. It's I believe a woman-run or woman-owned distillery.
Yeah, Casa Maestri is run by the matriarch. Her name is Cecilia, I believe, or Celia. And Casa Maestri, by the way, folks, this does have a number 1438.
Yeah, it does.
That is 100%.
So it's real juice in there.
Real juice in there. 5%. There's only 100 calories in this thing.
And no carbs. It's unbelievable that this flavor is as clean and as good as it is with no sugar or there's not anything in there.
Not a damn thing, man. 100 calories, one carb, no fat, no protein. And all it is sparkling tequila, lime, tequila with natural flavors and sparkling water. That's it. And one hell of a lot of branding.
Yeah, but you know what? It's good. Yeah. The stuff in the can is good.
I'm for those of you who have seen Onda, you've seen them at the stores. Check them out on social media. If you're watching them on Instagram, check them out. They're the real deal. I know that they, a lot of stuff on Instagram is curated, and they have the fashion pictures and stuff like that. But beyond that, this is some solid RTD. What do we have a price point for these things?
I'll try to find it, but I'm not going to blame them for being excellent brand managers for also putting out a good product. You have to.
No, I'm all for it. That's what I want, Because
8-pack for I'm seeing an 8-pack here for anywhere from $13.99 to $18.99, depending on where you get it. But I've got an 8-pack of 12-ounce cans for $15.
It's right within it's within that strike zone, that sweet spot between $12 and like 18, depending on where you're buying it.
But I mean, you're talking about $2 a can, which is you're going to pay $3 or $4 if you went to a bar in Youngstown, which
for sure
is cheap here. We're cheap people. We're not cheap. We're value focused.
This is sadly it's a flimsy box. I mean, they could reinforce it a little bit better, but that's the 8-pack that you're looking at. But I mean, look at the branding is all classic collection. And like I say, they just launched 2 more. I believe they launched, or 3 more flavors. One is what is it? Passion fruit, mango.
There's a mango, a passion fruit, a pineapple. It's a premium collection. So what we're drinking, I think, is called the Classic Collection.
Yeah, that's what it says on the box right here. Classic Collection.
Right.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to go there. I'm gonna just go brand of promise nominee in that RTD category.
I agree, absolutely.
In 100% agave tequila.
This is one of the better executed RTDs I've had.
Yeah, we've had a few.
We've had a few, and honestly, this is it's a good, clean, crisp flavor. There's not. Don't drink this expecting to have a tequila flavor behind it. Right. But I think the tequila they put in it is what makes that citrus work for the whole thing. It just makes it a refreshing beverage and keeps it crisp and light and gives it a little bit of that sweetness without there's 0 sugar, no carbs.
Can't go wrong, folks. I'm telling you, Brent.
I like it.
Get yourself whatever, get yourself an 8-pack. Because really, we're gonna explore all the flavors that we have here. And so stick with us. But that's our take on lime Onda. And Onda again is ¿Qué pasa? What's new? What's happening? What's the wave? What's the vibe? That's what Onda means. And you get a lot of that. You hear a lot of that in Mexico. A lot of my friends who are from Mexico or Mexican heritage. ¿Qué onda? What's happening? What's up, dude? What's up, dog? So I'm impressed.
I am too. I like it.
Very well done. Congratulations to Onda. Now, if you folks are watching us on YouTube and you've had it, tell us what you think. Leave us a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell because we stream everything we record the month before. Streams first of the month. You can watch Jim and I binge drink all of the, you can binge watch us binge drink all the RTDs. Okay.
There's 4 flavors of this, so we got more to come.
We got more to come. So stick with us. Thanks again for subscribing. Follow me, Tequila Aficionado on Instagram and all of our social media. Follow Jim. Give everybody your handle, Jim, because we got some
1984, number 9, teen, spelled out, 84, 2 numbers.
This guy's a gourmet. I'm telling you, man. This guy barbecues. He plays in a band. He's just he's like this Renaissance man. You know,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so
appreciate that.
And he's also a Cleveland Guardians fan, which, you know, he's got to have a flaw somewhere. So anyway,
life is hard,
and he lives in Ohio.
Life is tough. We won a game. We won a game last night.
Hey, you know,
we'll get there.
Anyway, that's our take on Onda. Stick with us. We got plenty more flavors. And again, whatever you folks do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip